to go through the mess just yet. Um, but with that said, it is, like I say, worth having in the long run. It really is, and especially if you get the PS4. Let me say this. Let me say this. When you get the PS4, it definitely shines. It definitely looks just as good as it would on an HDMI television, on HD television. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't look better on HD television, because God knows it would. God knows it would look a lot better on an HD television. But, and forgive me, Lord, for using your name like that. Uh, but like I said, it will look good on HD television, but it looks just as good on your regular TV as well. And again, I know I went a little off topic there, and I do apologize. This is supposed to be a review of the PS4, and it still is. It still is, because, like I said, the PS4 still looks beautiful. Still looks looks beautiful when it comes to the graphics and everything. Even if you're watching it or playing it on a regular television, it looks really beautiful. Really worth the price that it goes for. Now, yeah, I did pay $3.99 for this, but since I work at Walmart, I got a bit of a $50 discount overall on a lot of the things I got. I mean, I got the games, I got the system. I paid a lot of money, but I got about $50, $60 off, so that's pretty cool. So that's pretty good in the end. But like I said, it's definitely worth something to look at in the near future, because if you're a fan of video games, if you're a gamer and you have not yet gotten a PS4 or an Xbox One, from what I've seen, I looked at this on Facebook. Somebody put a graphic up not that long ago, and this is just around the time I was getting the PS4, and it was definitely for a way to sell, to sell the PS4 when it came to the holidays. But I remember there was a graphic on, somebody had uploaded a graphic or a picture, and it was comparing the differences between PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And the game they were using to show the difference was Call of Duty, the more recent Call of Duty game. And they showed that the graphical difference between all three, and it showed that the PS4 was more superior in graphics, and you could see that. You can really see that. When I play this game here, or when I play Madden 25, you could see the big difference in graphics. You could see how good it is. And when you play a game like this one, we all know what it looks like on the Xbox and on the 360 and the PS3. But if you play this on the PS4, it looks phenomenal. It looks great. I mean, it's still the same game and everything, but the graphics are a huge upgrade. You could definitely see more detail in the characters, especially with the cutscenes and everything. I mean, when I replayed the game, when I played this version of the game, and my nephew, before he went to the Navy, he played this version of the game as well, the graphic superiority was just superb when it came to this. It was just unbelievable. I mean, like I said, especially with this game as well. The graphic capability is just unbelievable. It's just superior in every way. Now, like I mentioned earlier, and obviously what's going to be the first part of this first video, like I said earlier, just because the graphics are better doesn't mean the game's any better at times either, because there are some things that get taken out of a next-gen version that shouldn't have been taken out, but will probably, this is the silver lining I look at, especially with 2K15 and its successor to 2K16, and that is, down the line, when they bring that one out later on this year, hopefully there will be a lot of stuff that was taken out being put back in, because a lot of fans, are used to that. They're used to doing the creative divas. They're used to doing the the Creator Championships and Creator Arena. So hopefully we'll get that back in some shape or form in the next installment. But like I said, whether or not those were taken out in the first place, in which they were, or whether or not they were taken out of the previous gen consoles, the 360 PS3 versions, which they weren't, I should say. The graphics are a huge difference, a huge step up in graphic. I mean, it's just unbelievable what you get here. It's just really fantastic, and that is one thing about this PS4. It's just the graphic capability does live up to the hype. I mean, I don't know, I don't know if that comparison that was done between PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. I don't know if any of that's true or not, but I will say this. This is definitely a system that right now, as far as I'm concerned, beats the competition. I mean, I have a Wii U as well, so I only need to get the Xbox One to be up to date on these current gen, on the now next, or should I say, current gen consoles that we have. So that's all I'd have to get to complete the cycle. But like I said, the graphic superiority is just unbelievable. Another thing I like about it as well, the PS4 that is, and I don't know if this is the same for the Xbox One, but obviously you got this with the PS4. Obviously this was also carried over from the PS3 to the PS4. I'm guessing, I'm not saying it was. But what I like about it is you're able to capture your footage of your game that you're playing. Like, for me, I'm really into doing these CAW leagues, so I'm trying to keep my DCWA league alive and running, in some shape or form. So I'm really impressed with the fact that you can actually upload matches, like with WWE 2K and even Injustice. You can upload matches onto YouTube or onto Facebook for everybody to see. You don't have to use a DVD recorder like I've done in the past and probably still will do once I get another 360, because my other 360, it still works, but right now it's kind of, the tray doesn't want to pop open. It's done, basically. So, like I said, this is something that I really appreciate. This is something I really appreciate here, because now you don't have to worry about that. You could share those matches and stuff for people to watch online, on Facebook and YouTube, and you're uploading them courtesy of that. You're also able to take pictures of your matches, and now with the sudden improvements with the current update as well, that whenever you get a trophy or an achievement, they'll take a picture automatically for you, and probably allow you to choose it to upload to Facebook down the line. But this is definitely something that was worth. But this is definitely something I think any console system should have. It should. It really should have this kind of an option. But I like that the PS4 has that option. The only disadvantage, and it looks like they fixed this now with the more recent update, but the only disadvantage at first, and hopefully, like I said, this has been fixed with the more recent update, is that you cannot turn off your PS4. You cannot. You can't turn it off. I don't even know if you could have gone into rest mode with it, but you cannot turn off your PS4 whatsoever, because if you did, whatever you tried to upload would fail. It would be a complete failure. It would not upload to Facebook. It would not upload to YouTube. The only way it would upload, if it's still there, because you can save the files. You can save them and then you can clean them out if you want to or whatever. The only way it'll upload is if you re-upload it once you play the game again or once you play the system again. And it looks like sometimes you have to have the game in there that you're trying to upload footage from when you do so. So that was one thing that I'm hoping they fix. Like I said, I'm hoping they fixed. But I really like that. I really do. I like the fact that you can actually do live feeds on Twitch and Ustream as well. And I think maybe even YouTube. I'm not really sure yet. I don't think you can on YouTube yet, but maybe that's the next step they're going to take. As, as far as Twitch and Ustream go, I love the fact that you can do this. I mean, I've done a Twitch live stream several times already. The only thing I do not have is the PlayStation camera. Once I get that, you'll be able to see me probably playing and all that. But until then, I'll probably let you know every now and then, hopefully when I'll do one. But I like the fact that not only can you play live streaming, not only can you live stream your gameplay on Twitch and Ustream, I like the fact that it also allows you to, again, save that portion and upload it to YouTube and Facebook. The only disadvantage, though, I've noticed, and this has come anytime I've tried to upload a wrestling match off 2K14, the only disadvantage I've noticed is the fact that you only can do about 15 minutes worth of footage. So let's say you're doing a match that goes longer than you expect. Like let's say you're playing the Money in the Bank ladder match and it's going longer than you can expect. You'll only get about 15 minutes of that match in progress. That's right, in progress. You will only get 15 minutes of that match. So what you'll have to do, unfortunately, is you're going to have to pause the game and upload the first 15 minutes that you've had if you go beyond that, and then restart the game and re-record the other 15 as well, especially if you're going to do an Iron Man match in the game. So that's the only disadvantage. Now, I don't know if there's an option that turns that off and lets you do more minutes, but I think that's the only option you have right now. So hopefully they'll improve on that in the near future. But I basically like this option that allows you to use YouTube, Facebook, and even through the use of live streaming on Twitch and Ustream, allows you to share your gameplay and upload your matches and whatever on YouTube for everybody to see. I mean, even with the PlayStation camera, I'm guessing you'll be able to do what I'm doing here. You'll be able to do video logs and all that, so people could see that almost right off the bat. And I love that. I love that option that they have. If you're able to do that, that is. So with that said, what else can I say about the PS4? It's just a tremendous system. I'm really happy to have it, and I thank God for the money to be able to have gotten it. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting more games for the system. I mean, if you take a look at my PS2 collection, yeah, it's not as big as a lot of people's, but it's a pretty decent size. You know, so, and my Xbox 360 collection is just as big, especially with some of the games that I got downloaded. So hopefully maybe the PS4 collection can surpass that. I mean, I'm already at 3. I got 2 physical ones and 1 downloaded, so we'll see what happens. I mean, the next games I do plan to get are MLB The Show, which obviously anybody's going to want to get. I do want to get that game. I really want to get my hands on it. And the other game, of course, being in the summer, the new Batman Arkham Knight. I want to get that. But in this next month or so, it's going to be MLB The Show, and it's going to be Mortal Kombat 10. Those are the top games I'm looking at. I might also look into some other ones, like the UFC one, but we'll see what happens. But again, these are just games I want to get. I might get Call of Duty or Battlefield 4, one of those as well, down the line. But these are just games I'm really happy to have. And if you want my opinion, I'm trying to remember what size this one is, because I think it's only 1 GB size they give you, unless they've expanded it. Um, yeah, it's right in front of me. This one is a 500 GB hard drive, so I recommend getting that. I think that's the most they're doing right now as far as it goes. I'm sure they're going to do bigger if they decide to bring out special editions down the line, but that is probably the best option you got. 500 gigs, a pretty good size, uh, excuse me, if you will. So I do recommend getting that version. I mean, I think I think there's maybe another version that's with smaller gigs, but the one that sells the most is the 500 gigs, and it's internal hard drive, not external. It's internal. Even though now with the latest, like I say, update, you can actually save your data through external hard drives as well, like flash drives mostly. But I do, like I said, do recommend getting a PS4. It'll be worth the money in the long run. Believe me. Believe me, you'll be able to enjoy a lot of stuff with this. I mean, it's not just games either. You can get your DirecTV NFL ticket. You can get MLB Premium. You get YouTube, Netflix, Hulu Plus, Amazon, Crackle, Plix, if you will. Basically, some of the best apps you know of, including PlayStation TV, PlayStation Now. So all these apps that you're probably used to seeing on other consoles, like I mentioned, but you can get them here as well, if not more so. And again, definitely worth the price in the end. So again, that's all I can say about it. And I do recommend it. Again, I do recommend, like I said in the first part, that if you don't have an HD TV yet, wherever you're going to have your PS4 at, get a HDMI selector, a GE version or whatever brand version you can find. It'll cost about, I think mine cost about 39 or 20 bucks, I think, can't remember. As well as get an eTech City HD video converter, which will allow you to convert the HDMI signal to audio video composite, so you can enjoy your Blu-ray players as well as your PS4 on your regular television. So, but honestly, in the end, folks, I know this has been months coming, but the PS4 is definitely worth getting. If you don't believe me, watch Angry Joe. Watch Angry Joe. If you can't take his word for it, who else can you take? So, whose else word can you take it besides his? So, but definitely get a PS4. It's definitely worth it in the end. And that's all I'm gonna say, folks. Talk to y'all later.